products I feel like every natural person, if you're trying to grow your hair, should have. Natural hair does not have to be complicated. I would just say the one thing to not do is to oil your scalp every single day. That's not gonna make your hair grow. In fact, that might actually hurt your progress.
If it ain't your will, I don't want it. If it ain't your will, if it ain't your will, if it ain't your will, I don't want it. It makes sense of what I've been through. I know your promises always come through.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys what you actually need to grow your hair. Nowadays, there's like 4 different types of shampoos, 10 different types of conditioners, 20,000 hair tools, this, that, something coming out every single week that makes you feel like you have to get this in order to grow your hair and be successful in your hair growth journey. But I personally believe that it doesn't take all that. I personally believe that not everything that is out there is necessary. So today I want to take a video to hopefully clarify what you actually need and what you actually don't need. What's overhyped and what's actually gonna help you, and maybe some things that aren't necessary but might make your hair growth journey easier, but you don't have to get. So this is kind of a continuation of my hair growth content that I have been making lately. If you've been watching my previous videos, you know that I have decided to take a break from reviewing products for a couple weeks, maybe a couple months, I don't even know. Number one, because my hair just needs a break and I'm tired of buying a bunch of hair products. So I have to do a couple of giveaways to get rid of some stuff and get some room before I start adding more to my collection. But also because I just launched my new hair care line 3 weeks ago. Well, from the time I'm filming, she's made. And I kind of want them to have the spotlight on my channel before I start introducing other lines in the mix. So if you want to learn what you actually need to grow your hair, make sure you keep watching. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, click the subscribe button, put your notifications on so you don't miss any uploads. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram for daily content, and check out my hair care line if you're interested in getting some products to help promote growth. Alright guys, let's get started. So please ignore the band-aid on my finger. I just got a new 3-in-1 Ninja system, the one that comes with the food processor, the blender, and like the mini Ninja smoothie cups. Those blades are very sharp. I know that now. But it is nowhere near when I sliced my hand open like last year. If y'all remember that video, comment it, let me know. But okay, so I'm gonna split this video up into parts. I'm gonna try to keep this as organized as possible. The goal is after you watch this video for you to be like, okay, it's actually not that complicated. I know what I need to get now and I'm good. We're gonna start off with the category of hair products. Like I was saying in the beginning of this video, there are so many different types of hair products nowadays. When I first went natural back in 2017, a lot of these new types of products didn't exist. There's like 3 different types of shampoos, 8 different types of conditioners, and I'm just like, what is going on? The first product that I definitely think everybody needs is a shampoo or a cleanser. They are the same thing, interchangeable, so don't get confused by that terminology. Basically, because a shampoo is gonna clean your hair. Like, everybody needs clean hair. You can't grow your hair if it's dirty. Dirty hair doesn't grow. That's a whole different subject, but it's hair that's left alone, which is why people think it's dirty hair, but whatever. But you need clean hair. So you need something that's gonna cleanse your hair. So that is a necessity. Now, of course, you can go the DIY route, and apple cider vinegar rinse is always a great option. I have a video on that on my channel. Super cheap, does the job, whatever. But if you're not a DIY girly, I am sometimes, depending on the day. Just a couple of recommendations. Number one is this refresh shampoo from my line, She's Made. I will be hyping up all of my products in this video because they eat. So if you don't like that, sorry. I have tons of reviews of other lines if you want to have other suggestions. I will also leave a video up here of literally like, I think 30 to 40 of my favorite products that I posted a year ago. So you got all the information you need, okay? But I like the shampoo because I designed it to effectively cleanse, meaning it's gonna get rid of all the bad dirt and stuff and build up on your hair, but it's not going to strip your hair of its natural oils. So it gives you the cleanse of a clarifying shampoo. But also I really like this LTK shampoo from OUAI. This is definitely one of my favorites. OUAI is not a brand that I would think would work for, you know, us, but they ate, so this is also a really good option. Again, check out that video if you want some more affordable options, because this is kind of pricey, but I do think it's worth it. You're probably like, but what about clarifying shampoo? What about moisturizing shampoo? What about this and that? So I personally think if you have type 4 hair, you really only need a moisturizing shampoo. I definitely understand the process of stripping your hair to kind of get it down to its most vulnerable state so that you can have a restart, but I don't really think that's necessary. If you want that clarifying vibe, I would recommend going with the apple cider vinegar rinse every now and again. But if you use a moisturizing shampoo and that's all you use, you're not going to get this insane amount of buildup and your hair is just going to start acting bad after a certain point. You can argue with me if you want to, but especially for my beginners, just get a moisturizing shampoo. And honestly, anything that doesn't label itself as a clarifying shampoo is a moisturizing shampoo, so it doesn't need to say it on the bottle. So next is conditioner. So there are like 3 different types of conditioners that I think are super necessary for hair growth. The first one is a detangling conditioner. The sole purpose of this conditioner is just to help you detangle your hair. Usually these are going to come in a larger bottle because you're going to use more, because in order to really successfully detangle your hair needs to be soaked in conditioner, meaning you're using more product. They're going to be cheaper than the other 2 conditioners, hopefully. And they're just meant to give you slip so that you can detangle your hair. That is their really only purpose. You're not really going to leave them in. They're not really there for a treatment. So really they're just about functionality. I wouldn't even say that you need to pay too much attention to the ingredients. I know, but you'll be okay. But because, you know, I kind of like y'all, I am going to give y'all a couple suggestions that have good ingredients. So the first one is this Pattern Intensive Conditioner. Y'all seen me use this several times in videos. I really like it. You get 13 fluid ounces and actually the price is pretty okay. And this has a really nice level of hydration. So if you want to leave it in for a little bit, you can. But it's really good just to apply to your hair. You don't need a lot, so this does last longer and it gives you enough slip to detangle. But one that I like even more than that, which is actually great because it's cheaper, is this Make It Rain conditioner from TPH. This gives you a ton of slip, like a ton. And a little goes a long way. I've used this a couple times and I don't think I've even made it halfway through. Y'all know how much hair I have. I do think a detangling conditioner is necessary. Usually detangling conditioners will just say conditioner. They won't say anything else with them. And that's how you know it's a conditioner that's meant to give you slip. Also, if you read the back, you should see something about slip on there. Something about the directions saying to detangle, something like that. That also kind of gives you a clue in that that's the conditioner that you're looking for. But yeah. Definitely think you need a conditioner. Sorry if I'm talking fast, but we have a lot to get through and I want to make sure that this is all in one video because I know y'all hate parts. So the next type of conditioner is a deep conditioner. You need to be deep conditioning. I would say deep condition every 2 to 4 weeks. If you're in a protective style for 6 weeks, it's okay. Just deep condition after that. That's fine. I've done that before where I deep condition every 6 weeks because that's just how my protective style turned out. But you do need a deep conditioner. Deep conditioning is a treatment that helps to instill moisture, which helps to set your hair up to be hydrated in between your wash days. And that's kind of the key to growth. The longer your hair stays moisturized, the less it's going to break, the more length you're going to retain. So if you can get your hair to stay hydrated from wash day 1 to wash day 2, that's the secret sauce. So, of course, the deep hydration mask from She's Made. I designed specifically to do that. This foil is awesome, by the way. Also, another great suggestion, y'all seen me talk about this a million times, is the Manuka Honey and Mafura Oil Deep Conditioner from Sheamoisture. I know some people have beef with Sheamoisture. I would respectfully say get over it because this is really good and it's really affordable. So, yeah, but you do need a deep conditioner. And it will say deep conditioner or hair mask. Those 2 things are interchangeable. So, deep conditioner and hair masks are the same thing. Usually the ones for our hair are in jars like this, so that's also a great way to kind of tell. And then the last conditioner is a leave-in conditioner. Everybody needs a leave-in conditioner. A leave-in conditioner is something that, as the name implies, you leave in, and it will say leave-in conditioner on the bottle. That's how you know. So a leave-in conditioner, like the deep conditioner, also helps to make sure you can maintain that moisture, which is what we really want. We want to maintain moisture so that our hair stays hydrated, less breakage, more length retention, growth. So everybody needs a leave-in conditioner. So there are 2 different types in my opinion. Whichever one's fine, you just have to use them differently according to what they are. So the first one is one like this. This is the leave-in butter from my Haircare line. And then you have this one, which is the As I Am leave-in conditioner. So what is the difference? So the purpose of a leave-in conditioner, like we said, is to add hydration. But sometimes leave-in conditioners tend to be very watery because they're so hydrating. And so they're not the best at locking the moisture in as well. Kind of like if you boil water, right? It's gonna evaporate if there's no lid to keep it from, you know, escaping. So sometimes leave-in conditioners like this, while I love this, it's super hydrating, you will have to follow up with something to help seal this moisture in, like a butter or an oil. But if you have something like this, which is a leave-in butter, it's a leave-in conditioner. We just call it a leave-in butter because it is a thicker consistency than your typical leave-in conditioner. This is going to do 2 in 1. It's going to both add that hydration, but also lock that moisture in because of the thicker consistency and also because of the ingredients in this. So this is totally fine to use. Just make sure you follow up with a very light oil, light oil, or a light butter. So a great way to do this is if you're going to do a twist out, apply this and apply your super thick twist out cream, that's a great way to do that as well. See what I'm saying? But you do need some sort of leave-in, with the goal being to add hydration. Whichever way you go, it's fine. Just make sure you do it correctly. If there's one thing you want to know about natural hair, is that everybody's hair is different. Just because one person did something doesn't mean that it's going to work for you, and that's okay. Doesn't mean you're wrong. Just means you got different hair. Okay, so the last hair product that I believe is absolutely necessary in your hair growth journey is oil. I got beef with oil. Well, really beef with the natural hair community, because the natural hair community and a lot of natural hair brands market oil as this miracle hair growth thing. So like, all you gotta do is buy an oil, put it on your scalp every single day, your hair is gonna grow. That's not how hair growth works. That's not how oil works. That's not how any product that I mention or will mention will work. Hair growth is like a salad, right? You can't just have a bowl of lettuce and call that a salad. At least I don't, right? You need lettuce in your salad. It won't be a salad without lettuce, but you also need the cheese, croutons, bacon, you know, black people, chicken, all that, right? So same thing. Oils are great in your hair care journey. I think everyone needs a good oil in their hair care journey, but you can't just use oil. You also have to use all the other products and make sure they work for your hair. You also have to have good techniques. So I just want to kind of put that disclaimer out there. But I do think that having a good oil is necessary. So of course, my essential hair oil is a great option. I love this blend. And then I also like this oil from Melanin Haircare. And I have videos going into detail about how you're supposed to be using these products, and I might make another video in the future. But honestly, I would just say the one thing to not do is to oil your scalp every single day. That's not going to make your hair grow. In fact, it might actually hurt your progress, because our scalp already produces a natural oil called sebum. And so when you're constantly oiling your scalp every single day, it triggers an overproduction of sebum. And what happens when that sebum hardens and dries on your scalp, that's what dandruff and flakes are. Now, of course, dandruff and flakes can be caused by a buildup of products and things like that. But over oiling your scalp is also a huge factor that a lot of people don't realize. So I would say it's okay to oil your scalp, but only do it when it needs it. You oiling your scalp every single day is not going to make your hair grow like you think it does. Yeah, but if you want to still do it, not my business. I'm just giving you my advice that no one asked for. Shampoo, detangling conditioner, hair mask, or deep conditioner, either one, same thing. Leave-in conditioner and an oil. Those are the 5 products I feel like every natural person, if you're trying to grow your hair, should have. Now, let's get into the products that I feel like you don't need, but I would still recommend to get the most out of your hair journey. You don't need them to grow your hair. And I say that because I literally only use those 5 products to do my hair now. I wash my hair with shampoo. I use my deep conditioner. I use a detangling conditioner. I use oil. I use the leave-in conditioner. I only use those 5 products, and I just put my hair in mini twists, and my hair will grow like crazy if I do that over and over again. I don't need anything else. But I do think that stylers are something that a lot of naturals can benefit from. I think they are very helpful. I think it helps you to be able to try different hairstyles and kind of experiment with your natural hair, and also kind of find what hairstyles work for you. So you don't need to use stylers technically, but I would recommend everybody having, you know, at least 1 or 2 stylers depending on how you like to do your hair. The first styler I would recommend is a twisting cream. And that's just because I know a lot of naturals do braid outs and twist outs, and that is the product that you want to use for that. So you would use your leave-in conditioner and then go on top with your twisting cream. Some of my favorites, this Pattern styling cream is really good. I have a video on Pattern if you want to see my results from using this cream. And my favorite, the Melanin Haircare twisting cream. I also have a video on this. In fact, all these products I have videos on of the entire lines, like the brands. If you want to check it out in my reviews playlist, I will link it. If you want to do a braid out or twist out, I would recommend getting a twisting cream, and it will say styling cream, twisting cream, something along those lines. The language is pretty similar. Twisting cream or butter in it, usually that's where you want to go. It's a thicker product, so keep that in mind. You don't want to use anything liquidy or loose because it's not going to turn out the way you want, especially if you have hair like mine, tighter hair textures. Okay, so the second styler I would recommend, of course, is a gel. Gels can be used for a lot of things. If you want to slick back your hair, if you want to do a wash and go, if you like super defined hair, love wearing your hair in its natural state, get a gel. I have a ton of videos on gels I've reviewed, but my favorites, this is the Honey Curl Custard from the Doux, the B-Girl collection, and also the Jello shot from Ecoslay. Be careful with this one though, it doesn't really mix well with products. Make sure you taste it on the bag. You'll probably have to use very lightweight products when you use this, but the definition, unmatched. And as far as the language of gels, especially for our hair texture, anything that really says gel, custard, jelly, anything in that sort of vibe, you know, is typically a gel. A lot of our gels do come in jars from what I've seen, but we do have some that come in tubes that are pretty good, some that come in packaging like this. So I'll recommend watching my playlist to see what types of gels kind of work for my hair if you have hair like mine. But as far as the language of it, it's pretty easy to spot like what are actually gels. The next styler I would recommend is a mousse. I recently discovered mousses in 2024 once I started doing wash and goes. I personally, as a type 4 girl, realized that mousse mousse and gels paired together always give you the best wash and go combo. Some of my favorite mousses is the Crazy Sexy Curl from the Doux, and also the TGIN Miracle Styling Setting Foam. And then the last styler is an edge control. Some people might disagree, but I don't think edge controls are necessary. I rarely do my edges. I only really do my edges if I'm like going to dinner or going somewhere like cute or something and I just want my hair to look a little bit more polished. I'll do my edges, but I'm not really a huge edge person, and that is okay. You know, over manipulation of your edges can cause you to lose them. So it's honestly not a bad thing. But if you are into edge controls, this one, which is from Pattern, I personally don't have that many recommendations. Sorry, again, I'm not a huge edge person. The only really edge controls I have are the ones that I got sent from PR. The one from Basque and Lather, though, that's really popular on TikTok Shop, is also a very good one if you want to try that as well. So that is it for all the products for natural hair, ones I feel like are necessary and ones I feel like aren't necessary. So again, the not necessary ones, but I would recommend, is a good styling cream, a good gel, a good mousse, and a good edge control. 4. That's it. So that is it for the first category as far as products that you actually need for your hair care journey. Now let's get into hair tools that you need for your hair care journey. There are so many different hair tools. It's like every year something crazy is coming out. I thought that I would kind of break down what you actually probably should recommend investing in and what I would feel like you can treat yourself with, but you don't need it. So let's start off with what is necessary as far as hair tools. So the first one 100% is a detangling tool. Now I know some people love to finger detangle. I personally believe that especially the last 2 or 3 years, maybe even 4 years, the way that detangling tools have advanced, I do think there are some really good options out there for type 4 hair that will prevent just as much breakage if you're using your fingers. They're faster and they're more time efficient, which honestly will help a lot of people be more encouraged during their wash day if it doesn't take you forever to detangle. Now again, having a good detangling conditioner plays a huge part in how easy your detangling is, but I think a detangling tool is very helpful. One that I've loved for many years is the Easy Detangler. I first discovered this I think back in 2022 and I used it for like 2 years. Literally loved it. So I really like this one, but this kind of went out the window for me once I discovered the unbrushed back in, I want to say, the end of 2024. I mean the end of 2023, so it's been about a year. I don't know what they put in this, but this makes your hair feel like butter. It just glides through your hair just like a waterfall. I have 3 of them. I don't know where the other one is, but this is really good. I would highly recommend for anybody, especially with type 4 hair, get the unbrushed. Now of course you can also use a wide tooth comb. I personally don't like wide tooth combs. I think they just make the process harder. I don't even really use wide tooth combs anymore. If you want one, cool, but it's also another option for a detangling tool. I don't use it, so I wouldn't tell you to go get one, but yeah. But I definitely think you need some sort of detangling tool just for your mental health and sanity, for being for real. Next is a hard bristle brush. I recommend every natural have this. I don't care who you are, there's gonna be a point in time where you're gonna want to put your hair in a bun because you just want to. You about to cut your hair off, I don't even know, trying to go a couple of days before washing your hair. A hard bristle brush is a great way to get that look. Honestly, really any brand will do, nothing in particular. I got this random one off of Amazon. I would just recommend you get one. And then the last tool that I feel like is necessary is a blow dryer. I think that there's always gonna be a point where as a natural you're gonna want to stretch your hair. If you're trying to do a style, you want to dry your hair super quick, I just think it's just a good tool to have. So there are different types. I personally would say all you need is a regular smegular blow dryer. This one is the Dyson. Ignore that. This is pretty pricey. Like a regular cheap one you can get from Target. Don't go to Target. $30-$40 cheap blow dryer, perfectly fine. I would always recommend to get at least a comb attachment. If you can't get a comb attachment, then get a nozzle attachment and get you a paddle brush. It will be the same, a little bit more difficult, but it's the same. Also, we have these round brush blow dryers. Honestly, if you're not straightening your hair, I don't think these are necessary. You can get it if you want. I find that I get the same results, probably better results with my comb attachment or whatever, so yeah. And then one blow dryer that is super unnecessary, but I would not trade for the world, is my Rev Air. This bad boy cost, I believe, $400, somewhere between $400 and $500. Being transparent, I did not buy it. In fact, y'all know, if you watch my earlier videos, I hated the Rev Air when I first tried it. It took me like 2 years to actually like it because I finally learned how to use it correctly. But now that I know how to use it correctly, I love it. I even got to work with them for a brand deal, so that was cool. I feel like it makes the blow drying process 10 times easier. My favorite way to use it is to stretch my hair, which y'all have seen so many times, but it's 100% not necessary. So somebody was like, Brittany, I really want to grow my hair like yours. Do I need to buy the Rev Air? I'd say no. But if somebody was like, Brittany, I've really been thinking about investing in a Rev Air. Should I? I would say, if you got the coins, yeah, treat yourself, because I think it's going to be worth your purchase, but you don't need it. Okay, so JK, I actually do have one more tool that I feel like is necessary, and that is a spray bottle. Makes your life a lot easier. I have one linked in my Amazon storefront, but I would recommend this one, which has like the nice mist. It's gonna make your life so much easier, but you can get a regular spray one, but I would always recommend a spray bottle. Get a spray bottle, please. Okay, so now here are a couple of tools that I feel like you don't need, but I really like, and they help make my life and my hair routine a lot easier. So the first one is a hooded dryer. I definitely want to upgrade my hooded dryer, but this is the one I currently have from Conair, just a regular hooded dryer. I definitely want to get a stand one. I just don't have anywhere to store it. This has saved my life so many times as someone who films videos, especially wash day content that takes anywhere from like 12 hours to 48 hours. Having a hooded dryer that helps speed up my drying time is so helpful. Also, there are some times where, you know, I have to go somewhere and I want my hair to be dry. Also, I've noticed that with washing goes, the faster I can get my hair to dry with the product, the better it turns out. So I just really like a hooded dryer. You don't need one. I didn't get one till maybe like 6 months into really doing washing goes, but once I got one, I really liked it. But you don't need one. Next, I've been asked about this a lot lately, which I understand, is a steamer. Like I said in the initial review I did of this steamer, which is on my channel, you don't need a steamer. I just got this steamer like maybe 6 months ago. Now that I have it, I love it, but looking back, I didn't need it. I definitely feel like my favorite way to use this is when my hair is super just awful and I know my wash day is going to take forever. This helps to really soften my hair. I put some deep conditioner in my hair, use this for a pre-poo, especially if I'm coming out of like braids or protective styles. Like when I come out of these mini twists, I'm going to be steaming my hair before I even get in the shower, because it's going to help break up those sections of twists. That's going to make it hard to detangle otherwise. I have detangled my hair right after mini twist before and it was awful. Okay, so yeah, I love my steamer. Again, same thing with the Rev Air. If somebody's like, hey Brittany, I'm trying to grow my hair like you, do I need a steamer? No. Hey Brittany, I really want to invest in a steamer. Should I? If you got the coins, I would recommend it. Don't think it's gonna waste your money. Don't need it, but I love it. And then last, this one, I wasn't sure whether this should be a necessary one or non-necessary one, but I finally decided on not necessary. And that is a deep conditioning cap. The reason why I was tempted to put it in the necessary pile was because these are actually pretty affordable. All the other ones I said that aren't necessary are pretty pricey. But this one, a deep conditioning cap, is so helpful. It heats up on its own, which allows the product to really penetrate your hair. And it's just super beneficial. I didn't buy this. I worked with this brand back in like 2021 when I first started influencing, but I've used it ever since. I have one linked in my Amazon storefront. In fact, all of this stuff is either in the description or in my Amazon storefront link somewhere. Or my LTK. I really like a deep conditioning cap, but I've shown y'all a bunch of different ways you can deep condition with heat without using one of these. I would recommend you just get one. So the last category of what I feel like is necessary and not necessary for your actual hair growth journey, we're gonna get into accessories. The first accessory that I think is very necessary is bobby pins. Okay, every black girl should have you a pack of 50 to 100 bobby pins. I know a lot of people like the extra long ones. I personally don't. They stick out weird. I prefer the small ones, and I just add a bunch if I need an extra hole. But I do think every black girl should have bobby pins. I would say that's necessary. Also, it's in the same thing, is rubber bands. I think these are also necessary as well. It's weird because I don't really think about them being necessary until I need to use them, and I'm like, oh my goodness, thank God that I have rubber bands. So I would just say to always keep you, they're super cheap, just keep you a pack of rubber bands in your little stash where you keep all your hair stuff. When you need them, you're gonna be glad you have them. Next one, which I actually think is super necessary, like every single wash day, honestly every single time I do my hair, are hair clips. Like, oh my goodness. Especially if you don't even have to have long hair. If you have thick hair, we are always going to be working in sections, and having clips is going to make your life easier when it comes to doing sections. I have a bunch of these just because I used to do a lot of wig collaborations, and they would always have like an 8-pack of these in the wig box. I will say, from having a bunch of these, I don't like these. Do you see this, the claw, these little divots right here? This actually hurts on your hair. I don't like the way this feels. It pulls on your hair. It makes it very uncomfortable, and it definitely does hurt when you take them out. So I would recommend something like this. As you can see, it's very smooth. This does have little teeth in it, but the material is very smooth, so it's very seamless to go in and out of your hair. Like, look, in, out. But these are also fine as well. As you can see, like it's the way that it's shaped. This isn't painful at all either. So, but I do think every black girl should have some clips. Also, every black girl should have hair ties, period. Always get this type. I will have these linked in my Amazon storefront. These are made of a material that's not going to snag or pull your hair. There's no like little metal thing around it that will snag your hair. Very elastic, and they're a little bit larger. I like to double cross them before putting them in my hair, but I do think these are great, especially if you have super thick hair. I like these a lot. They don't break your hair off. I also recommend getting some silk scrunchies. I also have these in my Amazon storefront. Silk scrunchies are great if you're someone that likes to sleep with your hair at the top of your head. Silk scrunchies are great. I also love banding my hair, which is a way that people can stretch their hair with silk scrunchies. I recommend getting you just a couple of these. Oh, I dropped it. Just a couple of these as well. Also, this probably should have been the tools category, but I totally forgot about it. But I do think that every black girl should have a parting comb. It's kind of like the rubber bands where you don't think you need it until you actually need it. And you're like, oh, thank God I have it. So I would definitely say get a parting comb. It's just one of those things I just feel like just always needs to be in like your natural hair area is a parting comb. So get a parting comb. Okay, so the next accessory that I do feel like is necessary is your sleepwear. So scarf and bonnet. I recommend getting both. Both are in my Amazon storefront. A scarf helps to slick down your hair because of the material. It helps to get rid of flyaways. I'm sorry, these mini twists can definitely get frizzy, so sleeping with this is a lifesaver. But the thing is, scarves fall off. And so I always recommend getting a bonnet to hold it together. And also bonnets are helpful if you have like braids or something that are longer. It can help to scoop that up and also keeping it inside all of that silk so your styles last longer. I recommend getting an adjustable bonnet. I've used one for years, but yeah, definitely recommend these. Okay, and so finally, let's talk about the accessories I don't feel like are necessary, but I do think they're cute, and I feel like they could add some, you know, zang, I guess, if that's a thing, to your hair. So number one, which shouldn't surprise some of y'all, but I have been in love with some claw clips. These are super cute. They got popular, what, in 2023 maybe? I love me some claw clips. I have all different kinds, different colors of different shapes and sizes. I love claw clips because there are so many cute hairstyles you can do. It just widens your range of creativity. But also, I like them because they can hide a lot of imperfections. As someone with super thick hair, I do struggle with slicking my hair back just because it's so thick. So sometimes I might have a lump right where my ponytail is. So I just do my little claw clip. You can't even see it. But I love a claw clip. Just makes styling so much more fun. Also, bows, okay? Again, so many hairstyles you can do with bows. I just think they're so cute. You know, I'll put one in my hair right now just to show you guys. Like, look at that. That's so cute. It just makes everything so girly and dainty. I mean, you don't have to get them, but I do think they're super cute and you won't regret it if you have it. But yeah, guys, that's it. That was a lot on my end, but I hope that everything that I said in this video can really just help you to understand that natural hair does not have to be complicated. It's a marketing tactic that companies use to make you feel like you have to buy their products by making it seem like it's urgent and a necessity for your hair growth journey, but in reality, it's just like a preference thing. There are a lot of things that I mentioned here you don't need, but you can get if you want. But you know, with this economy and with these coins not doing what they need to do, I totally understand that sometimes you just want to pay for what is necessary and kind of leave it at that. So hopefully this video helps you, help give you some clarification, and hope this gives you some inspiration to keep going on your hair growth journey because it's really not complicated. They do that on purpose. Alright guys, well, that's it for this video. That's everything that I have. Everything that I mentioned will either be linked in my Amazon storefront or my LTK somewhere. Just check my bio, check the description, and also I'll have a list of all the products that I suggested in the description. Also check out my favorite product of 2024. That will give you way more suggestions of the products we talked about if you're interested, and also my reviews playlist. Also, if you have any questions about anything I talked about, definitely comment them below. I could have missed something, probably did. Also comment any other hair educational videos that you want me to come out with. I think the video before this was how to pre-poof, so any other tutorials or just information you need about hair growth, I aim to please. I'm here to serve. And yeah, well, alright guys, if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Click the subscribe button, push notifications on so you don't miss any uploads. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram for daily content, and check out my hair care line she's made if you're interested in getting some products to help promote growth. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!